can see here, G2, their average sightstone is a little bit above the world's average in terms of it's a little bit later, and their wards placed and their wards cleared per minute a little bit lower. And because these are all stats that are decimal points, I think like looking at them as percentages is more important. So like it's like 5% less wards, 10% less wards cleared, stuff like that.
They add up for sure.
Yep.
All right, we're into picks and bans, and we'll start these things off. Now, we don't see the brand banned yet.
We might not actually see
a Sivir Olaf on ANX's side, and I mean, standard bans Nidalee Syndra, but I'm curious if they decide to opt into it or if they let it through, because you have to think ANX are going to first pick that.
Well, I don't think you first pick it because it's not contested.
That's true. He's not going to.
Yeah, you don't first pick uncontested things. You go for contested champions first. Your bans are things that are not overlapping in champion pool, so like brand is really important because you can't take it away. And then you first pick things that are highly contested that are good. So brand last ban should be what we see here from G2 if they are respecting Lecrit. But Lecrit knows he's going to get Tom Kench or brand right now. Awesome.
He has his pick.
Awesome.
Let's see it later.
Doesn't need to do it right now. So the Jace is banned out. First pick for ANX. There's no Nidalee obviously available.
PvP Sejos plays Lee, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I think we might see Lee. Like Drake plays Lee.
Yeah. Well, there's Elise available too. I was going to say the Graves is still an option, but they're going to lock the Elise first pick.
Okay.
G2 still have the Lee as an option as well.
Yeah.
And this is what I thought would happen is the Rumble. I think you go Rumble here because Jace is off the table, Kennan's off the table. Rumble, I thought it would actually be first pick because you could trade junglers here because Rek'Sai, Lee Sin, Elise all on the table.
And ANX took the only AP jungler. So it's really good to just have a little distribution. I think a lot of Worlds teams are finally doing this 2-2, 2 AD, 2 AP split. And I agree with that sentiment.
It's because a lot of the top laners now aren't just tanks; they're AP champions. So
it's really good to see.
I actually think it's really, really good. In terms of AP champions in the jungle, like I guess it would be kind of like you fall Nidalee, Elise, then you fall all the way down to potentially a Zac in terms of magic damage. But yeah, it's really few and far between from there.
So they switched this up. They actually take the Karma Flex pick instead of blocking the Rumble this time. You think this Smurf's going to go ahead and just go for that?
I don't think they want that much AP. I mean, it's still fine, but I don't know. He's actually not that bad, so maybe he could just play Rumble. I know a lot of people don't like to pick Rumble so early.
Yeah. I feel like if you go Rumble here, there aren't too many things that are left that can play into it really, really well. You could probably play Aurelia if you expect. Gnar still on the table. Actually, I think Gnar here is probably best for Smurf. I think you'd probably go Gnar.
Yeah, Gnar would be definitely solid here.
But I think you probably hide it for now, and you go for your bottom lane or your top lane, and if you want to hide the brand for longer.
That's Poppy.
So, okay, yeah, just another tank.
That's just a safe.
Yeah, safe general pick, and it goes back to G2 on their side. I think you definitely have to keep an eye on Trick because we've had a lot of Lee Sins in this tournament that have had very mixed performances so far, and you need to be picking it up early, and Trick should have the ability to do that. He's definitely a very active jungler early on. Question is, you know, are ANX just going to play back and play safe? And I guess we'll have to keep an eye on that Fog of War and see if he doesn't really get a whole lot of vision off it. If he goes for the invade to try and get it as a result, you can run face first into a cocoon.
Yeah. They have a lot of face checking skills already, so that's already really good. I want to see a lot of that. And maybe they'll be super solid with that because we'll see why they don't win it like the ward as much.
Yeah, and you know, like Trick he's definitely a little bit more on the counter jungle train as well, but I think a big part of it will be him getting up to getting a lot of wards in that jungle early on, like and Mithy picking up the pace a little bit too. I really want to see that more out of G2 as the timer ticks down. We get the Trundle lock in for Expect, and Sven takes Ezreal. No surprises on the AD carry pick, and for Expect, that's something that he hasn't played this tournament just yet, but Trundle fairly safe, fairly standard against the Poppy.
Yeah, that kind of harkens back to a spring split where it was a counter matchup in a way, but Poppy still scales. Poppy's still fine mid-game, late game. You just have to not get completely destroyed early game, and then you're fine. The thing for G2, because it's a Fog of War stream, having the Lee Sin jungle, which will highly prioritize the Sightstone, is important. And ANX, every now and then we will check in on their vision sometimes when we're looking at plays back again and see where their pink wards are and their warding. Lecrit has the lowest Sightstone timing out of all supports.
But he does get those sick kills.
He does get the kills.
I like that. I want to see something happen like that.
But what he does is he goes for his second gold generation item. Like he upgrades to Frost Fang before he even gets like a Ruby Crystal to go towards his Sight Stone. So it's all about the damage, and yeah, baby, here we go.
There we go. Brand support. Was it going to be anything else? But they also lock in the Anivia mid lane for Kira. This is blind. Well, sort of blind because, you know, the Karma may be what they choose to take against it, but they're still the flexible option for G2. But we do get to see the brand support, so one team let it through, and it was G2 Esports.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to see what happens here. This could be something that really hurts G2. I want to know if they're ready for it or not.
I don't know. I mean, this is something we saw in the International Wildcard Tournament. Teams let it through thinking they could deal with it, and they couldn't. It's a big reason why ANX is here.
Yeah, they're going to have some shields to deal with it if they do pick the Orianna. The Orianna into Anivia, because we didn't really touch too much on the Anivia. The Anivia has some good matchups into things like Cassiopeia, and also Aurelion Sol a bit, but Orianna pretty decent against it for zone control.
Yeah, I mean, with ANX, it seems like they're taking the Anivia pick to just kind of like say, okay, we don't want to deal with those particular matchups. We're okay if we get something that isn't optimal, as long as we know we can start winning bot lane and then move it up top. That seems like the game plan is G2 have locked in the Orianna. They're a lot more teamfight focused, it looks like.
Yeah, I like Ori here. It's a really good cleanse person to take cleanse on, and works well with the pillar, Lee Sin. This is a really solid pick.
Yeah, they have a good zone control on G2, but ANX as well have zone control, and that's what I'm looking for here is like the Anivia invade into the jungle where you just put a wall and they can't escape from the brand, and Lecrit's just a monster. I want to see the damage at the end of the game. Like, I think like Lecrit has some strategies where he'll do a ton of damage. He's very aggressive. There's level 3 where you try to invade and be like, oh, you know, the brand isn't placing as much vision. If they collapse, like, he's incredibly strong support in skirmishes. It's very scary to gank this lane because you either win the game or lose the game off that gank.
Off that Q.
Yeah,
that brand Q.
A lot's going to be on Trick, I think. Like, it's so hard. If you don't see the brand on the map and, like, you just wander straight into him, like, Trick could be in a lot of trouble on this Lee Sin. And he is a guy that likes to go pretty early aggressive. You know, Stejos, he has to know this. We'll see if that's what they end up preparing for, or if G2 don't respect the brand pick, it's going to be rough for them. But I'm excited to see it. Somebody had to let it through.
No, they didn't.
ANX gets
but,
bring it out.
I mean, for entertainment value, I guess so. And I mean, what Lecrit said yesterday, it's not entertaining. You know, it's for the viewers or the players, and it's not fun. So now he's gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't always want to let your opponent have fun. You want to be able to
he has
yourself.
fun past 10 minutes, aka he's not feeding his.
Yeah. I mean, do you have some experience with that, Kiwi?
Oh yeah.
Does it happen every now and again?
All right. With brand 2, actually.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
All right. We're loading into game, guys. Remember, you can submit your questions to us on Twitter using the hashtag #AskTheCasters. We're going to pick some, answer them live in game. And yes, including brand support. Those are still on the table, so ask away.
Well, Kiwi is a bit familiar with brand support, as well as things like Annie support and the aggressive style and the mind games of leaving the lane to go into Tribe Rush so that you could be roaming, and it like really makes them change a little bit of how they work.
This guy even went refillable potion.
He goes refillable so he doesn't have to buy more biscuits when he backs. He's ridiculous.
It's called efficiency. Come on.
This guy's crazy.
Yeah, it's awful for trades early, but when you back and you get like a Frostfang, you don't have to keep dumping gold into these consumables. So, yep.
Well, and given how much he harasses, he's going to just start stacking bank off of the Frostfang too.
This is where you have to be
there he
careful,
is.
Of course.
Yep.
Oh,
Sven dodged the first.
He got the auto, though.
Good start.
Gold. Ooh, not a good start.
All right, Sven. Keeping an eye on that bot lane, but up top, Trick's actually found Smurf here. I mean, this is a decent level 1 start for them. They might force this back.
Yeah,
not quite.
It's not bad. I believe around a minute and 20 seconds is when you can back and still get full and not miss anything.
The cheeky fog.
I think it'll be on
G2
to kind of hold this. Like, to hold the chaos, to hold the crazy aggression that ANX is going to want to bring with this brand support in check, and see if they can outfight in like mid and late game once they get like rolling. If they can win like at least 2 out of 3 lanes.
Wow, that's a super early ward there. They're not stopping anything like a start on the Krugs, and they're just going to go for the fast push here.
Yeah, I think they were scared of
They
brand just being in there.
Yeah. So a Miracle shows up. He already has 1 CS. You know they did small.
Yep. And then at least starting top and doing blue, so.
you know that 3 minutes you have to really watch out in bottom lane.
Yeah, really good ward. Like that ward, like sometimes can just carry lane phase sometimes.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they had the ward that just expired, so they knew where Stayho's pathing was. Like, what is Trick going to do with this information? As an example.
Oh, he's just going to have to match on bottom. I don't think he can go for any invades just yet. He can clear this side and go top and know that that's not a lane that PvP Stayhos will probably be at, and Stayhos is probably doing a clear to his blue. Or sorry, from his blue to his red. Bottom lane, though, when you saw Mithy go for the Q onto Miracle, he actually gave up a bit of the lane pressure, but Lecrit isn't actually auto-attacking these minions at all.
Right.
So he's not helping push.
I like that. He's dragging the lane back. Like, this is going to be really scary for Elise. I think G2 really messed up on their lane manipulation here.
Yeah, and they weren't able to get the the level 2 quite as fast as they would have liked. Obviously, not stopping the Krug start. And I mean, yeah, they've got to push here, but like when you don't see the Elise coming and you don't have any wards down because you spent the one in the bottom lane, like, is this just kind of like a little unchecked? Are they going to rely on Trick here to to keep it clear for them?
I would have been a little worried about the tri-brush.
Yeah, they'll have their ward.
Karma's warming now,
There
but
we go.
Elise could have been there. So.
Yeah, it could have been a good time.
Paid off, though.
But he probably cleared more camps than that. Yeah, there he is. He's it's slow. It's a slow jungle. He's actually at his red right now at 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, if he just hit a standard Grom blue red, you probably would have gotten a really big gank off.
We see so here's the thing in professional play is that we see so many people go for a level 4 clear, because if you go for a level 3 clear and you get the blue buff and the red buff in one camp, and then you gank, if that gank doesn't work out, then you lose your other camps on the side of the map, and then you're just level 3 to a level 4 and possibly a half at that point. And then the other jungler gets priority in your jungle.
Right.
So it kind of sucks, and it's just the risky portion. So in solo queue, you totally go for the level 3 game. But in professional play, that margin of error can really put you behind if you mess it up. The
lane was pushed up, though, and ANX could have said that they had no word, so there's just a lot of communication involved with everything.
Yeah.
I like that G2 had Trick come through and then get the ward down, and this is like just before it expires.
Right?
I mean that's just unlucky timing if you're Stayhos.
Yep. And Trick knew that Elise was outside of the brush, so I don't think Elise saw the ward die. This could be a very well, Elise is
they're taking way too much poke bottom too.
Oh, okay, so the wall stopped up Perks. He's instantly cleansed.
It just happened again.
Yeah. I think cleanse is bugged right now.
It just happened again.
Okay, that's gonna be first blood. That hurts.
I think he might have lived. Maybe. That kind of sucks.
So cleanse, it was actually posted on Reddit as well. If you cleanse at the same time as you get hit by a second CC from 1 CC, you will have a gray bar that shows the 65% that it's supposed to reduce the CC by, but the game didn't update and refresh fast enough that CC lasts full duration. So that cocoon actually should have lasted only 35% of the actual duration.
Yeah, so
this is so good.
Unfortunate there, and there you go.
This is
Mithy does throw the leash right down. Yeah, they're able to do this. They can outplay Lecrit no problem. Teleports were flying. Smurfs now in here.
Oh my god.
Mithy's even going to be able to come back.
That was
so
a
this is fine
perfect
for
killer
Hector.
by Expect.
Yeah.
I think the trade should have been one for... Oh, I don't like this. Oh my gosh.
That was too ham.
He was so focused on flashing the cocoon that... I mean, he even missed the cocoon, so that's kind of embarrassing. But he just tunneled on the kiting. He's trying to show off.
Wild card. I want to see that again because
not the kind way he was hoping to see.
Because that was really good from Stayhos. His pathing from mid to the bottom.
Yeah.
This is something where you just have to kind of call it out as Perks.
Right.
Gets hit by a cocoon. All's in there. Good exhaust. And then good from Mithy there to actually use. I believe that was not a Mantra W, but right there. That pillar actually stopped.
So good.
That pillar stopped Smurf from stunning Sven against the wall. Because you can interrupt Poppy like that if you put it on him. And that right there. Just
it flushed into the cocoon.
Yeah, I don't even know what he was trying to accomplish there, because he'd have to flash auto and then Q and hope that
there was nothing that could have happened.
1 second
There's
slow helps.
Man, they got a 1-for-1 on a essentially 3v4, and Lee Sin was going to take the other side of the jungle. It was going to be such a huge play.
And Miracle got that kill on on Lucian as well. I mean, it's right now, ANX actually have this gold lead. It's 500. It's slim, but it's 6 minutes in.
They have a very good start.
Yeah, Lecrit's got no killer assist, though.
And Kira has a big lead on Perks right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is looking really rough in the mid lane. Orianna just needs to survive, right?
Yes.
Yep.
But at the same time, Anivia needs to survive.
That's also true.
I actually think Anivia scales better than Orianna at the moment. On live, arguable, because Anivia did take some nerfs.
Yep.
We talked about it with Froggen the other day, and how yeah, Anivia still has, in his opinion at least, is still fairly strong. But you know, the nerfs still kind of hurt for certain matchups.
Right.
But clearly that's something that ANX were confident taking blind, or relatively blind.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it happened as well. Lecrit Frostfang before anything.
Yep.
Mithy full sight stone. So the vision is going to be much more favored for G2.
Yeah. Well, let's hope they can run away with it, because that's usually how you need to counteract the Frostfang.
Yeah.
The combat stats.
Well, I mean, Lecrit's all about, I don't need vision if, you know, I face check something and I'm stronger than you.
Yep.
That's the motto,
You don't
man.
need to see the enemy if they're
He
dead.
does still have flash.
If you have vision and you can't kill me as fast as I kill you, then the vision's useless.
That's a good strat. I mean, it's just such a bloody region, the LCL. I mean, they fight all the time. And by the way, he's not even the most heavily damaging support in that region. Like, he has like a ridiculous amount of team damage share.
He's number 2 in the world.
But he's actually number 2 behind somebody in his own region. I think it's the guy who plays Zyra all the time.
Yeah, and that league actually averages twice as much damage from supports than the rest of the world. Hey, does this region sound good, Kiwi? Huh?
Yeah,
That's where Edward's playing now, by the way.
Get a ticket to LCL?
Yep.
Yeah, it's where Edward is.
It's fun to watch for sure.
They'll let you play whatever you want, man. Andy comes back. Brand.
Okay, so they have this like side of the river pretty much warded up, and they got the one ward in where they found the pink here. Like, what are they looking to stop?
Sorry, what was that? I mean,
you're looking at Stehos right now. Like, he's not on the map because you can't see him, but like they've got eyes on Kira because they know he's roaming around. Like, they've got this part of the river warded up. Is this just to stop like a sneak of the Infernal Drake?
I think it's more for seeing people roam down from mid. Like, they tried to get control of this bush right here. I don't know why that ward isn't cleared out.
Yeah. That's weird.
Oh, he wanted to shove the wave and then go back for it.
Okay.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, wait. That's the wrong person to show.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Kira is probably backing at this moment.
Right.
Yeah, you can see his mana's going up. I cheated.
Yep.
Spectator. He's getting items from nowhere.
All right, so Miracle and
really good cues.
Lecrit have they've not really been able to do too much just because of like the craziness down bottom, the teleport that happened on both sides. Despite the fact that Expect kind of face flashed into that cocoon,
right?
It seems like Sven and Mithy still control the tempo of this like pretty heavily right now.
Well, it's a lot about what Karma is. You know, Karma can just keep pushing the wave. Mithy is very adamant about throwing his auto attacks on minions constantly, so he's helping with the shove, but that's actually what ANX want, is to have the lane shoved into them.
Yeah, it's these cues by Sven.
Yeah, he's definitely been hitting a good amount of them. Obviously, the CS lead's like there. It's not huge, but you know, there's also a kill separating, so this still is pretty solid for Miracle. What should G2 be doing in the bottom lane then? Like, if they don't want to be shoving in, like, should they just try to freeze this wave?
Nah, I like them shoving in and just like trying to poke with the Q. They want to draw Elise. They just did. It's so good for the team. It's a team game, and once they see that show, tops feels safe, and so does mid. They have so much info now.
And bot's hard to gank, right?
Well,
so as long as they're safe enough, like, they don't have to worry about too much.
Well, right now, Trick is actually probably going to the Dragon because they saw Elise pass by. Yeah, so exactly what happened was they saw Lee Sin top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
LMQ
and they saw everyone flashing the Dragon
out.
Pit. They did get the Dragon, though. Like, ANX were able to sneak this out.
Okay, that was such a bad reaction from G2.
So, I would actually love a replay of that, because what happened was, with full vision from ANX, because what happened was Trick showed top for a gank, Smurf played safe, and then at least they saw him go by that ward, and then like they had like 30 seconds to be like, okay, he's not ganking mid. Oh crap, he's doing the Dragon. So that actually got the TP out of Expect as well. So they traded a TP for 2 flashes and an Infernal Drake. So
yeah. ANX definitely won out on that trade.
Yeah, if they make something happen of it.
So we get this one happening in Albus NoX Luna Vision this time around.
Yeah, and then Lecrit, because they had seen that the Lee Sin was top, Lecrit comes by to help, throws some stuff at it.
400 damage passive. Even that last auto.
Yeah. You know, while we're on the brand support, I actually have a Twitter question I want to pose to you, especially Kiwi. At Dig Revival is asking, what is your favorite unconventional support overall? And you can wait until the fight's over.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all good.
Favorite conventional support?
Unconventional support.
But how unconventional?
I mean, like, that's up to you, I suppose, right?
All right, the one that I don't think has been played yet. I think Velkai is pretty good support. He has like a lot of poke, and actually, whenever Zyra was like meta for a little bit, I thought Velkai like countered Zyra. Like, you can outpoke your lane, and you know, The ult does a lot of damage, and I think he's really fun.
I can respect it. I've seen a few Vel'Koz supports in my time.
Yeah.
It's Kennen support.
Yeah.
He was good, though.
Yeah.
He was actually really good for a time.
Yeah.
So
well, you got the CC
unconventional. They didn't say bad, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, off meta is not keyword for bad. Only if it doesn't work.
Hey, Vel'Koz is good. There's nobody who's as good as me with him yet.
Okay.
Then we'll see.
Right.
Yeah, I remember a couple years ago I was casting Challenger and I saw Elements playing it. That was like his big thing, right?
Oh, I also remember when he played Trundle support before it was a support.
Yes.
And
way ahead of the time.
he
Dang.
screwed over his own teammate because the Tristana jumped and then he accidentally pillared his own Tristana.
But was it an accident?
Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, there's definitely been a few interesting different ones as Sven gets poked out a little bit. Miracle's going all in on this,
Hey,
but
Miracle's-
Sven has got an E.
Man, Miracle's playing so... I love it when they just play confident. It's good.
Yeah.
Like they feel that they're trying. They don't... Maybe they know.
Oh, also, this is see this ward right here by Miracle to the left,
Yeah.
placed by G2. It's because there's a pink ward inside that tri-brush that they know about, and they don't have the time to actually go for it. And here comes Trick, but also Elise is here too.
Yep, Steos
Right.
comes down. Full vision. Trick's going to tag himself in. And that's just going to be the end of that. You can
Yeah.
see how much attention, though, that ANX do want to go bottom side. And G2, like, they've been playing the positioning pretty well.
Yeah. They've been getting a lot of attention. That's all they need, really.
Yeah.
I would play towards the brand. Don't play towards the poppy top. But the thing is expect already blue flash and TP. It may be
Yeah.
worth it to actually go back up there.
I would be like salty, kind of, if I was
Smurf.
G2's bot lane.
Ah.
Because they have gotten so much pressure down there, and Expect's not even winning this counter matchup. Like, you get so disappointed in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
In who? Who? We blaming the jungler?
Yeah, we're blaming
Who we blaming?
Expect.
Oh, we
We're
blaming Expect?
Well, and he's been blowing his TPs,
Yeah.
too, like, kind of at
Yeah.
the drop of the hat. The biggest issue is the fact that he goes down bot, he makes a great play, and then he kind of negates it by flashing straight into the cocoon.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely, you're going to have to critique Expect specifically, but how does this, like, kind of shape the later stages of the game? We talked about Poppy being pretty decent if you survive lane
Yeah,
phase.
Poppy is going to outscale Trundle 100%. Like, Poppy should not be going 50-50 against a Trundle. It just shouldn't happen. Like, level 6 Lee Trundle should go for a kill. Like, she should be chunked.
Yeah.
But she got the Sunfire for free, essentially. Man, it's going to be such a good game if I was Smurf.
Yeah, like Expect, he blew his flash and died. Also, that was his teleport, I believe, to get to the bottom lane. And then when the Drake went down, he blew a second teleport. So he actually left the lane twice.
And they didn't even get the Drake.
And they didn't get anything from it. He actually gave up a kill. I think he got a kill, though. That's it.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it's not worth it at that point.
Yep. With Trundle, and especially this matchup, playing for yourself is like pretty much playing for your team.
Yes. Because when you are able to split push the other guy, and he has to respect you, then your team gets more pressure.
Now it's like weird. I'm not really sure what they can do.
This is first turret,
look
by
at
the way.
this. Yeah, Kira's going to be roaming down, like, full sight, but Trick's way too late here. Like, the back timers.
Give it to the brand. Give the solo gold to
Kira
the
actually
brand.
does absorb a little bit of tower aggro, but they've got it already. That's fine.
Right.
Okay, so down it goes. ANX do secure themselves the first tower first tower gold, I should say, and G2 are, like, actually in a pretty far down in gold at this 15-minute
Great
mark
run
right
by
now.
Kira. I would have liked for them to go
Nippy.
together. Kira should be here. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
Ooh, so they're able to stop this one.
Yep. But yeah, I think they should have went together through mid with their AD and help extort the bird back to mid. I mean, that's the least you can do for helping, for Kira helping you.
And you can
get
see
the
all
bot
these.
turret.
This vision goes down, but it's already like after the play happens.
Yep.
It seems like G2's kind of behind. Like, is like where you're seeing the vision on this map right now, Kiwi. Like, do you just think that G2 is just not sufficiently warding to try and like see these things coming?
It's good vision, but I don't know if they're like do much about it. They're not doing much with it, and maybe Perks isn't calling as well.
I also think
I don't know.
Yeah, these pinks on the top side of the map as well, right before Drake comes up, are, they're just kind of there. Really.
Yep.
And that's what happened. That's what ANX did.
Yeah.
ANX were like, oh, Lee Sin's top, Drake for us immediately.
Go about
And
go
there we
with
go.
Orianna.
You can also
Yeah.
wall that up.
Damn,
entrance
ANX
off.
is actually so good. They're
They're macro-based team.
maybe we should be like
Fog of War
nagging on
ANX?
G2 more.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
their vision is not allocated correctly at the moment.
Yeah. Seems kind of strange that G2 just aren't really making enough out of what they do see on the map because they have an understanding of what ANX is trying to do here. They're not stopping it.
I also don't like this from Trick. Tiamat on Lee Sin, I much prefer a Sightstone, but I know he's going Tracker's Knife. And then at that case, I just much prefer going for some type of defensive item for your team. I don't like Tiamat on him. He already clears well.
This Tiamat's gonna do nothing, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
I do another Tiamat related question. What do you think of the Ravenous Hydra?
On Expect?
On Expect.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think Ravenous Hydra is really good.
Yeah, ever since Titanic got nerfed a long time ago, this was just better. Because you go for trades and then you just heal yourself back
right.
up.
But he's still not really able to outplay this Poppy right now.
Yeah,
and you can't really gank Smurf either because he can just wind up the Poppy.
I just feel like it's too late. Like really, like this matchup only gets worse.
So you can't actually shove him in anymore because he has an Ocean Drake too. So Smurf literally gets to run around in circles with the Sunfire Cape on the minions, and he's fine.
Like Poppy's so happy just breaking even, and the team fight happens. Poppy's gonna outperform Trundle way easier.
Oh, but it's the crit!
Oh, 1v2 turns into 2v2, and Mithy's around there. They kick Stayhost in, boom, boom. And there's the big pillar. Wow, Mithy, that's a big chunk of damage from the Anivia right now. They might be able to finish out Stayhost, but they give him hell for it.
Did Stayhost repel ever? I don't know.
Yeah, he repelled really early on in that.
Really early?
Yeah, it was like way too early.
Yeah. Okay, so G2 are like gonna try to force down mid here, but it just seemed they're playing like super reactively, which is it's honestly kind of strange to see. Like, I'm not really sure why they're doing it right now.
I think they just feel scared, and I mean, it paid off, so.
Yeah, I mean, 2-2. They're close in gold right now. G2, I mean, there's not a whole lot they can take.
Really?
Aside from
this is their call? G2's terrible. They're trying to do Rift Troll. They can just go top.
Oh, got the flash out of Sven.
Yeah, right, so they changed their mind.
They're not even sure what they want to do anymore.
I think they heard you, Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good though because now you're losing top. I think your bottom is actually gonna slow push away from you too.
If that's true, they should send everybody top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's think about it this way though. Like G2 have gone 0-2 in groups already. Okay, well, we'll talk about it in a minute. Let's roll the fight out one more time. So Stayhouse wanders straight into Trick, but then
their map was completely blank. Like they had almost no idea what was going on at all in G2 side. Not a very good ultimate there from Lecrypt, but he was looking for that opportunity, and G2 just played around it. And then everybody's there. And that's actually the right play from G2 to have Mithy over here already.
Yeah.
Because that bottom lane is slow pushing away from them. Like Lucian's down there. I actually think that Ezreal being here is not that great.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because Poppy is so good into Ezreal and Trundle that they really can't really do much but farm it out.
Yeah. It seems like panic play a little bit. Like, Kiwi, you've had a pretty long career in LCS. Like when you're on a team that's kind of expected to do well, and you start
every game.
Quite. You're on a team that's expected to do pretty well after a while, and you have like a bad string of games. Like, especially on a big stage like this, how does that really affect going into like these best of ones? If you had to think back to best of one LCS, anyways.
Best of ones. It was honestly best of ones were a lot less stressful. Maybe because we didn't have any expectations. No, like, I don't mean us, like, as the players, but people having expectations on us. So we just kind of, like, did whatever we wanted, and, we just warded, and if we got a kill, like, we rejoiced, and, we just kind of played the map.
Enjoy the simple things. I like it.
Yeah, just every champion, it doesn't matter who's playing it.
You're savage today, Kiwi. Like, flaming everyone else, flaming yourself. Yep. Man, it's everywhere. All right. I mean, so what do you think G2 should really be doing? Like, they're playing reactive. Do you think they should be trying to, like, force down turrets?
Well, they don't actually have vision control to do something like that right now.
This is the lane set I was talking about before whenever Zyrene noticed that bottom was pushing in. And at this point, Miracle already matched them, so I don't know. God, I'm trying to think of what they can even do. It's just they need to find a way to push in mid. I would like Trick to find a way to push in mid with Ori and try to roam into their dual lane. Yeah,
Anivia actually has priority here. Anivia went into Fog of War, so they had to back off for a second.
Right.
So Kira played that well.
It's going to be all top side river control, and whoever has that will have the way more opportunities to make plays. Right now, I would think ANX has it.
Okay. Oh, good shockwave, but Kira
he flashes
still should be able to flap away. Maybe not.
No.
Trick's on him. Oh, that's really close. Turns him into
He's
an
gonna
egg.
kick the egg, yeah.
Yep.
Super good ult by Perks. He even covered for the flash.
Okay, so they get 1 kill back, and they have 3 mid right now. Should be able to force some pressure their way.
Right.
What can they realistically get? Like, can they secure the tower with Stay House still standing here?
I think so. You have to pull the top lane down.
Smart's distracting.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a waste of your time.
Yeah,
against
this is
Poppy.
pointless.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to eject
Why
Trundle
is
like
Trundle even grouping? This guy has no idea how to play this matchup.
It's actually bad that the Trundle grouped because he brought the Poppy to that area.
Yeah, he could have just stayed bottom.
Yeah, it's
He
better to have
could even
split pressure.
faked it out and tried to pretend to go mid and just went back bottom. Anything would have been better than that.
Yeah. I guess the best thing going right now for G2 is the fact that Kira won't have any summoner spells, both his Ghost and Flash, for the Drake that's about to come up in 8 seconds. So.
Really good pick by Perks.
Yeah. Well, we've talked a lot about Vision and what teams are or aren't doing with it. So let's go ahead and ask Twitter, or have Twitter ask us. Read My Thingies, at Read My Thingies says, what goes into deciding when to place wards in your own jungle? River besides the opposite River versus the opposition side.
I love his name.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Did you make this Twitter account just for this?
What are my thingies?
What goes into deciding when to place
You
wards?
saw the Ask the Casters. This is my time.
So most of the time you place pinks on your side. You can blue trinket your side of the map as well if you just like want to have some standing vision for a bit. But versus opposition side, it's usually, for me, the cue is when I see the enemy jungler on the opposite side. So if I see him in like top scuttle, I'm immediately bottom side, go ward their blue. So it's wherever you know you have some type of numbers advantage.
Stay gonna get in here. Oh man, he's gonna steal it. Okay, not quite.
We got it. Damn.
He tried for it though.
They're playing solid. They didn't really lose their mentality, and they're getting back into this. Now they're pushing up for more vision. That's good. It's 5v4. And to expand on the ward thing, definitely agree with most of what Zyrene said, especially about the pinks. I like to think about the pinks as the body and the green wards as their shield. And however your team is doing, if you guys feel like you're even score, or more importantly gold, you want to put your pinks in the river, and then
where's the brand support?
It's good block.
Oh!
Hey, baby! Sorry, you were saying about the body and the
so the
protection.
pink wards are the body, and the green wards the protection. That's how you should look at it. And
they didn't have enough of either
the green wards face, the green wards face your enemy. And if you guys are even, you put pinks neutrally, like river, and then you try to put greens to protect it, and then you push it back or move it forward depending on how you feel your position is.
Yeah, and one of the reasons that you place the pinks on your side is to make sure that when they ward your stuff, they actually have to spend like a minimum of 4 seconds in your jungle, and that's very risky.
Yeah.
Ooh, ANX on the
Baron.
They're on the Baron.
Sneaky,
they have no idea. They actually have no idea.
G2 are, they're not moving for it at all. This is going to be
They're probably
free.
not going to check it. The last thing they see, because it's Lucian in middle, and it's Poppy top. Like,
and you see like enough of it. That instant Baron goes over.
This.
Oh
like,
wow, great move from ANX.
Yeah,
that's so smart. They're so good.
This is.
They're actually so good. They're good. They're really solid.
Yeah, G2, I mean, they made a couple of good plays, but they're letting so much go right over their heads.
And look at that. Just in the wards killed as well. And I think a big part of this is something that I personally don't like that a lot of Lee Sins are doing, is that they hold on to their warding totem, they hold on to their trinket. Instead of buying Sightstone overall, people will go Tracker's Knife, and then they hold on to that. So you only have one sweeper in your composition when you have a Lee Sin, and everybody at Worlds has been doing it. I feel like it's a big detriment to your team. And
it's so huge to force Mithy to like roam and try to sweep wards. You can see how little they were actually able to clear. And a lot of the wards they placed, it was a majority despite everything, but a lot of those they didn't get a lot of value out of. So ANX are really getting the most for the most bang for their buck at this point. Yeah. And G2 are kind of pushed back just by virtue of the Baron.
Yeah, and I will caveat what I said with, in terms of percentage of teams' wards cleared, Trick, I mean, ANX are placing less wards, so you have less wards to clear, so your sweeping lens may not be as effective, but I still think that it's highly effective when you do find them because you're sweeping a larger percentage overall every time you find a single one.
But there's so much that's in the dark right here, even despite the couple of blue trinkets. They didn't see the Baron going down. They lost out on their blue buff.
Yeah.
Their river control is so poor.
I want to actually check gold really quick.
What can you do to reestablish like control on the map like this? Like not in the sense of like, oh, you've lost Baron, all these other things. If you're being pushed back, like you've lost a few towers, Kiwi, like what is your plan to try and like start pushing back? Do you need to just like spend your blue trinkets on cooldown?
You force one of your one of your other players to get a pink or a red trinket, or you
Force
threaten,
them?
Yeah, you threaten to quit if they don't. Like they need 2 sweepers. Like I've seen some teams get 2 sweepers even though Lee still has the warding.
Yeah.
I like when the mid has it. It's actually really useful. Yeah, like they really need that. Like this is so sloppy.
Yeah, I go sweeper on Kennen top for the flanks, the tank flank.
Yeah. I feel like this is why G2 is just getting exposed, because they're a team that has like really good mechanics, especially when you compare them to their EU counterparts. And yeah, like we said about H2K, win lane, win game. That's what G2's kind of been doing like throughout the whole LCS.
It's kind of been the way that Europe is right now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like harp on Europe or anything like that, but it has been a region that has been stacked with mechanical talent, like Mythies, Ven, Perks, like all of these
Yeah.
guys.
It's okay, Zyrene. I'm already dead inside.
They're really good mechanically.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
What are they
has been
doing?
really disappointing to see how kind of single style it's been in Worlds for these European teams, and they're just not learning fast enough.
And I actually think it's a good thing to contrast them against the LMS region right now, because LMS constantly scrim against Korea and China, and they have learned how to win games with less superior players. Like Flash Wolves and AHQ, their lineups are not stacked in any way, shape, or form. And you look at Flash Wolves, like they were #1 in their region, and you're like, you have MMD and NL. And maybe like, oh, this region's bad. It's like, no, they learned how to macro better than the teams in the region.
Well, they played around their weaknesses too.
Exactly, they learned how to play the game with less good parts in their team. And on the opposite, for like Europe, it's been we need the best parts possible, and they haven't learned how to win without those.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're driving like a Bugatti if it goes off a cliff, unfortunately. So G2, I mean, they're finding themselves pushed back up against the wall. It's a 5K goal deficit at 28 minutes, and there's no way they've been able to get vision. Like, what can you do other than trying to get another sweeper and just force your way around the jungle? It seems like they're not even trying.
That's what you're supposed to do. Like they just need to do it. They haven't really even been trying it.
Yeah, it's going to be really rough for them. Like they'll have to use their blue trinkets as kind of scouting, but I think this goes from bad to worse because Rylai's Crystal Scepter just got completed from Lecrit. So if you do get caught, you are slowed. It's very hard to get away. The brand also, I believe it updates on the ticks of the dot for him from his passive as well.
I'm not
So,
sure.
I think
I'm not
he's
sure
slowed
ever
for a
since
long
they
time.
changed how Thunderlord work with the ticks as well.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but yeah, brand is looking super strong, and Mithy hasn't even completed the Aegis yet.
Yeah.
They're gonna, if they fight, it's gotta be over.
Like, you're going to get decimated at this. But see, G2 kind of know, like, the play where they're like, oh, Drake is where we need to go right now. But ANX can either just shove up mid. There's the TP flank, actually. It's going to be coming from the back right.
He's
so,
trying to zone,
this is
so
gonna
is
be
Perks.
juicy.
Yeah. Now
He's
you
got his ult,
stall.
though.
You stall until you have the Poppy get in there. I'd actually say ANX back up a second
This is gonna be so.
so you don't give away that the Poppy's coming, and now you go.
There we go. Poppy Copper wind up. See if they can force them
nice
back.
interrupt
Nivea
from the
wall.
Trundle.
They stopped it. Oh, they put him into the wall, or he puts ANX in the wall, and it's going to be Lucian that secures it. Wow, that is
Yep. They can
not
do-
the greatest looking fight for
ANX can
G2.
do anything they want right now.
Yep.
They can keep chasing, but they probably shouldn't.
I think you
They
go
have
mid. Go mid, go
control.
mid, go mid.
Yeah.
That fight really fizzled, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like they're actually
It's fine though.
trolling right now. Go mid.
Well, expect might be. So
Isn't that turret
unfortunately,
super
G2
low? Isn't that mid tier 2 super
They
low?
haven't gotten a single turret this game,
So.
by the way.
Like, I'm saying like ANX. You had
Oh,
inside
yeah.
track on mid. Like
Easy.
this turret, like just smack it once or twice. Like even Poppy just walk up to it. There you
Give
go.
him a minute. There you go. There you go, Zyrene.
Like you just got Mountain Drake as well. So
Yeah, it's not. You pretty much can just tap it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Without
And-
Andre, that wouldn't have been possible.
Expect gets some gold back for his team. They've got a wave pushing on bottom, but that's the first tower they've been able to secure all game.
We got
That's
one.
not looking good for G2.
You gotta get the first one.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's also very, very scary as well because G2, they'd have to win every game next week, I believe, to pass ANX. Because ANX would be 2-1, and if you lose and drop your game to ANX, then they own tiebreaker over you, and you'd still be like 2-3, and they would be 3-3, and it wouldn't even matter. So,
Oh yeah.
ugh.
And it's really hard to figure out where to
Thank you.
focus on ANX too, because the damage is so different and weirdly divided. I actually just got a stat in my ear. You know, Lecrit is doing as much damage as Kira this game,
Yeah,
and like way more than Miracle.
he's a monster.
So you kind of have to be like, oh, let's focus the brand support.
Yeah, made the joke the other day. The CIS is the Commonwealth of Independent Supports.
For real.
It really is.
Speaking of, by the way, we talked about unconventional supports, and we have another Twitter question that's very specifically about it. At Mr. Gas Money, he's asking, what are the perks of playing brand support over another support like Annie or Zyra? I think Kiwi Kid, you're equipped to handle this one.
Oh yeah, I got this one. Brand, right now, the meta is a lot about consistent damage and just
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
and
Sorry, you gotta
far
hold
range stun. It's okay.
That's
Really
stun
cool
range,
combo.
yeah.
Yep, that Nivea wall into Poppy. Really cool.
Nice. Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it is
Kiwi. I'm
nice.
sorry.
But yeah, Brand can stun from far away, and unfortunately, Zyra's wind-up time leaves her exposed way too easily, and in Annie, you have to get close as well. So the poke and Brand's laning is also one of the best. So he's got all that. He pretty much fits the meta for the supports
Okay.
right now.
ANX, like,
Yep.
you gotta kill them instead of, yeah, there you go.
So that gets the egg
rock your
out.
trick.
Oh!
Nice
Whoa.
W.
Yep.
That was a
Poppy
great
W.
Poppy
Oh,
W.
that stun?
Smurf did work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Finally, the Trundle splitting, though.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad Trundle didn't. Actually, maybe
He's literally
maybe
trolling.
he should have TP'd. Maybe. I was gonna say I'm glad he didn't, but
Yeah. But they lose out another Baron right now.
Oh.
ANX are grabbing
Yeah.
every objective on the map, and unfortunately for G2, I mean, the table scraps of these towers down bottom.
Yeah, they're good. They're getting rocked, actually. Like,
yeah,
this is
they're running away with it.
You can tell it's an exciting game for you, Kiwi.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Woo!
brand support, another big thing, is that his stun doesn't scale up anymore. It's 2 seconds level 1. Or level 2, I guess, because you need 2 abilities to do it. Like,
True.
It's 2 seconds. Annie's, we changed it because it was really oppressive early on. It scales up, I believe, with level.
Yep.
And then Zyra, her root duration goes up with rank in it, I believe.
Yeah.
That and the
Yeah,
range
it
is
takes a
different
while.
too, right? Like Annie, you pretty much have to flash Tibbers people still
Yeah,
if you
you
want to
need
like
flash
actually make
now.
a big combo.
Yeah, but that one's the point and click, like guaranteed with your Q and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Brand is the skill shot, and that's
Yep.
why it's so rewarding when you land it. But I mean, that's
Just saying brand is for skilled players.
I'm saying brand is for the ballsy players that are going to land that, that are going to go all in.
Hey man, Lacrit's fitting the bill.
Brand's more rewarding, and you need to be good at him for that risk
Whoop.
to pay off.
Okay. Caught
Yeah.
stay host for just a second,
Okay.
but he's come right back down.
Yeah.
Good flash.
But it comes at a caveat of you cannot AoE stun, right? Whereas Annie and Zyra both can. So
Yeah.
faster wind up, single target, very long duration. So if you want to have
Yep.
like a pick comp and you have like an Elise on top of it, like really good to pick brand.
I'm gonna see if Lacrit gets a void sap here.
Uh,
I feel like he will, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I wonder what he'll do.
And if he even needs to back before this one's over, this is really, really, really rough.
Yeah.
4 to 4 in kills, but that gold lead just keeps on going up.
They're
And
gonna
ANX
siege
are marching
until they
in.
have to back.
They can even be pushed off. The Baron buff's still doing work for him. There's an Elder in a minute and a half, too. I mean, it goes down to, like, so many factors, right? Like, ANX got ahead virtually off the fact that G2 just could not win a single lane and couldn't get anything done with Trick early on in the game. Like, this Lee Sin, he's done a couple of sick plays, and I feel like that's about it.
yeah. Perks ended up getting caught a whole lot, and Expect had a winning lane, but
Ooh,
Oh, they got Kira.
super good
Speaking of
kick
caught,
by
he has
Trick.
egg again though.
Yeah,
I
he
think
does.
has egg.
Oh, whoa. What?
Oh, he does it?
When did he lose?
Never mind.
Oh, he lost it at the Baron.
Yep.
Okay, it's still going to net them the tower,
Yeah.
though, so
Which is
I
still
mean,
fine.
it's almost worth, or it's pretty much worth anyways.
Yeah.
They can just back
Yeah,
off.
'cause they got
47
Trick as
seconds.
well.
That's
They traded 1 for 1.
That's good.
IS
Baron
is
recall
rough.
here. They reset super fast. Continue the pressure.
And we're memeing too much that I missed the egg.
Yep.
Too much. Actually, there's no such thing as too much memeing.
But yeah, they got the Baron
It's the
recall.
Zyrie mentality.
They're gonna
Yeah.
set up for Elder Dragon, and I feel like it's just gonna be pretty easy from there. Yeah, they need like a really godly kick and Ori ult, I think.
Yeah, I mean, G2, a big fight, like when the death timers are starting to get this high, like, yes, they can turn it around, they can knock down a lot of towers, but they really need, like, at least 2 or 3 of those to be able to actually make it happen, and they need that 3,000 elo shockwave, it seems.
Yeah. And Q Kid, you were talking about how what Trick has to do is get like a really good kick and stuff. When they group up, Smurf's only job is to W the Lee Sin coming
Yeah.
in. Like, it's going to be so hard for him
Yep.
to pull it off. Like, W the W or W the Q. Just make sure that the Lee Sin cannot get a kick onto your team. And that's what really sucks here for
Yep.
G2.
Sucks for G2 because all ANX really needs to worry about is Lee. Like,
Yep.
they need to worry about not grouping, I guess, but it's really just Lee.
Yep. He's the only one who can really actually engage on this team.
Yep.
And we got the wards down, but there's another pink. Smurf still showing face around here. And this is the scary time for G2. This is where it becomes the horror show
I'm gonna
because
see-
you see, like, no one on the map.
It's Void
Yeah.
Staff.
Yeah. Void. He's a smart player.
It's Dunzo
Good.
and
I
G2's
agree.
Dunzo.
I already knew Void was the best. I was just testing it.
All right, here we go. This. Nice job, Kiwi. So this is like the last-ditch effort, right? Like, you can see ANX baiting out G2 here, and it's just such a desperation move. Like, how do you check this? Like, you have Blue Trinket, but then the moment that's spent, it's like, okay, now we're in the dark.
I want to see Perks hide his ball or something in the terrain.
Uh-oh.
They spent the Blue Trinket.
Smurf's coming in.
Okay.
Smurf is being really aggro here.
They got the tower.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just the one outer has been going down for ages here. Stayhouse goes in. Trick does manage to push him back. Expect is banged against the wall.
This is ANX just actually leveraging their stat lead. They aren't actually playing their win condition
Trick's going
here.
in. Oh, he couldn't get the kick.
He couldn't get it. He's done.
He's going to have to ward hop, but he's just right into
done.
Smurf. He's dashed in. I mean, that's a 5v4 right now.
Try.
Yeah.
It was really close.
Spite's down. Like, you can do whatever you want.
Miracle was like spamming that E.
Yeah. Now it's like, do we go
try to go Elder?
Elder? Do we go top lane and
Elise
get
is
that?
pretty low. I think you're gonna actually try to fight it though. If I was GT, I would try to fight this. It's the best
Sweep
chance
off
they're
on the
gonna
ward.
have.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, got Smurf. True shot. Shockwave. It pulls in Kira.
Yeah.
He should have.
He's got the shield.
Now.
This fight just keeps going back and forth. Now G2 the ones with the low health bars.
Lucian's super strong.
Yeah. Now they can't do Elder.
Yep.
Where's the crit? Oh, there he is. Okay.
That's the question you
Down
don't
below.
want to ask if you're G2.
Yeah, he's down below. Yeah, they actually stopped the Elder.
But look at the top wave.
Really aggressive.
Yeah, Perks is going to have to go back, clean this himself. He should be able to do it, but big minion wave to clear away. I mean, it's desperation time. They did find the crit. Expect maybe he can find the catch. Not before he's melted through.
Yeah.
The GA's gone down.
He's got flash, so nice.
Not if you get banged against the back of the pit.
Expects Dunzo. Crit's low, so he'll probably have to back.
Still minions crashing in topside, even though Perks has come down.
I don't know if it'll actually take that inhibitor anytime soon, and it'll probably just slow push away from them now.
This is. Didn't they just lose Elder Dragon? We could just do it right now.
Yeah, well, ANX don't seem too keen on actually doing it just yet.
Yeah, I think.
They're guarding it pretty heavily, but they're not. They're definitely not looking to start it right now.
Yeah, they're looking for the kills. It's weird. It's like they're trying to go for the jugular as opposed to the choke out. It's weird.
Well, it is a very aggressive team. Even though they play pretty solid macro, they definitely want to try and beat the other team down, and they've been doing a good job of it so far. So why fix what isn't broken?
Yeah, me too.
Because they can
Getting
scale.
The ward cleared out.
Maybe they get to
Here
a
we go.
point.
Now they're going to pull the trigger on this. Trick's coming in. Anivia Wall's already down.
Yep, I feel like Smurf.
Still close, though. There's a chance.
Try to
gonna
knock
be the
him
final
out.
battle.
Perfect. Go kill it now.
There's a shockwave available, but Dragon's gone down.
Great Poppy ultimate there.
Yep.
Exactly what he needs to do. Poppy's only job is to stop Lee Sin.
Yeah, just this game was his game to carry, kind of.
And now they can force the fights. They've got Trick pinned up against the wall. There's nothing he can do. He's melted. Shockwave's going to grab Miracle, but that's really nothing left to
all
do.
The slows.
Look who's doing all the damage. It's the brand. Stayhouse. He's got
dead.
caught between the pillar, but the rest of G2 are
nice.
going down.
Damn.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's actually game. They're going to go top.
That rallies.
And they're going to get this inhibitor, and they're going to use this wave and try to push it in.
Yeah. Smurf was
Like
kind of gifted the laning phase,
Yeah.
and he's playing super solidly. I'm proud.
Yeah.
Tell you, this has got to be a wake-up call for G2.
He had #1 job, and he did it.
Yep.
Like, it was a much easier composition to execute on, and I feel like the draft from G2 was not actually researched on ANX in a way. Like, I felt like they gave them a lot of the champions that they really want to play. They tried to play around tournament meta, and ANX even said, like, hey, we just want to play our own game. Brand support comes out, lo and behold, now Wildcard has more wins than Europe.
Yeah. Well, they did coming into this as
They're
well.
good.
But,
Yeah.
Like,
no, this was really solid play from ANX. I mean, not to take it away from them and say G2 messed up. They did. But ANX played their game, and they played it to a T.
Yep.
yeah, this is, man, the wildcard country is
They're showing
storming
up.
the field.
They're showing up this year, that's for sure. It's really nice to see them delivering on an international stage, and I think that might be the last time
awesome.
Lecrit gets
It's
brand
awesome.
this
Yeah,
tournament.
I'm glad, like, I don't want wildcard to, like, be looked down upon anymore. This is so good.
Yeah. You have to actually make sure you are studying for them. Make sure that you have a game plan against them. These are trap games, games that a lot of teams don't actually care about, and then they can sneak up on you. So that whole, like, complexity blue shell thing from before, right? It's like 10th place team, oh, I don't respect them. It's like, boom, Phoenix won. Come on in.
Well, and it's compounded too, right? You have the them saying like just the other day that, oh, the hardest thing for wildcard teams, they're not getting scrims against the other world teams. That means the world teams aren't preparing for them.
Yeah.
And they